Hello and happy 2025. It's definitely going to take some time to get used to that, but we have an entire year. You know, I'm really excited to have an entire year to plan and hope and dream for, at least in terms of writing and content creation. For those of you who are new here, my name is AJ and I'm an aspiring author working on my fantasy debut. For this video, I just want to give you guys a quick recap of 2024. That way we can dive into planning my 2025 writing goals and then chat a little bit about some goals I have for content creation. This is kind of the first time I get to do all of the above, so I'm pretty excited. If you would like to skip to any part of this video that better suits your fancy, please feel free to jump to the chapters that most interests you. But if you would like to tune into the entire chat, please get comfortable, grab a beverage of your choice, and let's dive right in. Let's do a very, very brief 2024 recap. Just to let you all know, I'm counting 2024 as my first official year of taking at least my writing seriously. I might have done some things in 2023, but that's a rabbit hole I don't really want to fall down into and experience that level of self-embarrassment. So we're going to call 2024 the official year one of the writing journey. All in all, I managed to get a draft of Project Dark Water ready for some self-developmental edits. That way I can finalize draft one and then send it for feedback by the end of January. I also managed to meet some fellow writers and engage with the writing community here on YouTube as well as some other social media platforms, which has been so incredibly rewarding. And as of filming, my small little channel has over 100 subscribers. That is a very exciting baseline to have for heading into 2025. Now, let's actually hop into Notion and plan out my 2025 writing goals. Okay, as we dive into this, I just want to give a huge shout out to Brielle Writes. So this is actually her Notion template with slight modifications, and the inspiration and motivation came from her own video where she planned out her publishing journey for the year, and I will link that down below in the description. So Brielle, thank you so much. This will be a huge help as I work through the year with my writing goals in progress. Originally, I thought about recording while I was figuring this out, but it was too chaotic to put you all through that. So I'm just going to show you and go through the breakdown of my 2025 goal schedule, and then perhaps discuss and chat a little bit on how I came to this current timeline. I just want to highlight two things that I need to do this year that is not related to editing, drafting, or writing my book. So I have to decide on a publishing path. I don't know if I want to self-publish or traditionally publish Project Dark Water, but I do want to figure that out as soon as I can. The other thing I need to do sooner rather than later is to create a budget for myself for Project Dark Water. Regardless of the path I choose for publication, I know that I'm going to want to hire an editor, so I need to start doing that research, and I need to start setting aside a budget at least for that. And I also need to start thinking about potentially a budget if I do decide to self-publish, but that will be resolved later. So for January, my primary goal is to just finalize draft one, send it for feedback. That is goal number one. And some of the supporting habits, and I loved this column that she has in here. So I want to attend some live streams this month. It really helped with productivity at the end of last year to get Project Dark Water to draft one. Oops, sorry, gotta move. And then I want to review and revise. Now, this column for the secondary stretch goals, if I can get to it, again, I do want to research a book budget this month. And then I also want to create a list of editors to start reaching out and hopefully book an editor as soon as possible. As soon as I'm comfortable. So for February, while draft 1 is in someone else's hands, I'm not going to touch it until I have feedback. So instead of working on Project Dark Water, I'm going to brainstorm and outline my second project. I have some ideas and I'm excited to share some of them with you soon, but February will be dedicated to figuring out some of the next projects and how I want to approach my next book. And for this, I want to try and write at least once a week. So write every week, 1+ at least once a week, and then attend some live streams. For the secondary goal, now I have here start on draft 2, but ultimately I'm probably going to give my critique partner about a month to get through the manuscript because we all have our own lives, things can get crazy. We have our own books that we're working on, and I don't want to rush someone reading through an 80,000 word manuscript. If I get feedback before the end of the month, then I will start on the draft. But again, I'm beholden to someone else's schedule, and I don't want to push it. And then my secondary goal for February is to create that budget, at least for editing. So in March, I hope to start draft 2. I also want to consolidate the feedback, kind of create a little revision checklist, and then start revising draft 2. If I can get this all done at the end of the month, I would love to send it back for feedback to either beta readers or to my critique partner again. But again, that's going to be a stretch goal. And in April, definitely, I want to have draft 2 sent for feedback. Also, so this isn't necessarily related to the primary goal, but I need to start doing some research into my publishing path, review and revise, and then I want to create, again, just go through my revision checklist. And of course, my secondary goal, work on project 2, and hopefully in April, I can book an editor. And I apologize if you guys are getting bored. I will go through this as quickly as possible. So in April, hopefully send draft 2 for feedback. Continue to work. In May, I want to have an editor booked. And I also am taking May to do some self-reflection. So again, a lot can happen in a year. It is just January. I'm going to have a specific time in the year to kind of reassess, reevaluate what the path is going to look like after that. And then in June, we're just going to keep trucking along on these drafts. Hopefully I'll be able to send to an editor. June will probably be one of the earliest, and hopefully I'll have it booked to send to the editor in June, and then keep going. So July, while I'm waiting for an editor to go through it, I plan on working on that second project. August, review. If I get the edits, then I'll start on draft 4. And then in September, honestly, the rest of the year is really just going through, working on the second project. September, I'm going to assess again at what process I'm in. When you have other people that you're working with, again, you just have to account that something might happen. There might be delays. So September is going to be another like strict month where I'm going to tell myself, hey, we kind of have to figure out what's going to be our plan for the rest of the year. So in October, I want to hopefully send draft 4 for feedback, edits, or to start finalizing the manuscript. But this is probably going to be some wishful thinking. And then in November, I'm going to work on that second project. And my hope is that the second book will be my November novel writing challenge project. Now you can see that I kind of stopped putting the secondary and stretch goals in here. That's because I think that it's so far out to kind of know where we're going to be. And at the end of the day, I kind of have these like basic primary goals to work through first. So in December, and I know this is probably really ambitious, I think it would be great to have like a finalized manuscript of Project Dark Water. And hopefully I will have decided on a publishing path that I can start working towards, either querying or getting ready for publication in 2026. And if the stars align, I think it would be wonderful to have at least a first draft or even a second draft complete of my second book. This is kind of the whole 2025 writing schedule. Like I said, it is very ambitious. This is the first time I'm kind of going through such a goal planning and this process, and we'll just see where it goes. And I will definitely be adjusting as the year progresses. But just wanted to share currently where I'm at and some of my hopes. If any of you have experience booking and working with an editor, please let me know what the process was like. I think that would be very, very helpful on my end to kind of revamp this as needed. But I will call that a wrap on my 2025 current goal planning schedule. Okay. Like I said, the 2025 writing plan is pretty ambitious. A lot can happen between now and the end of the year. I'm very aware that a lot can happen in a year, but I'm hopeful that I can get it done. And there's also a reason that I have integrated some self-reflection and self-assessment areas into my plan for the year, but I'm excited. I'm excited to get started, and I'm excited to see where it ends. Now let's switch gears and talk a little bit about content creation and growing in the writing community. When I started my YouTube channel and my writing accounts, I really started it as more of a passion project and really to just find and connect with some other writers because I have a limited community in person in terms of writing. And I have to say, I have been very fortunate to connect with some writers online. And now that I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more familiar with creating content, I think 2025 is the year to set some actual goals for myself. So first, I just, again, can't reiterate how rewarding it's been to be able to connect and interact with the online writing community. And so my first goal for 2025 is to engage a little bit more on authortube and across other social media platforms, connecting with other writers. I do tend to be more of a silent supporter. I love to support my fellow writers, but I don't comment and chat as much as I view and like. But I do want to engage a little bit more with the writers here on YouTube and the writers across other social media platforms. I enjoy when writers reach out to me, so hey, if people are comfortable, I will definitely reach out more to writers in the comments and engage more. I also know that the algorithm likes that type of engagement, so honestly, the more that I can do to help other writers and authors find their audience, then I think that's a pretty good goal. Now, in terms of my own channel, I do want to grow my channel, but I don't really have a formal number by which I would like to grow it. I'll be honest, I have a very small channel that is growing very slowly, but I am still okay with that. Ultimately, my goal is to just continue to improve and create a space where other writers or readers or creators are comfortable engaging and interacting in. So no matter how slowly it is, I just hope to continue to grow a small little community here, to reach out to more writers and hopefully have other individuals feel comfortable reaching out to me should they feel they would like to. But this year, in 2025, I would like to take creating a little bit more seriously. I want to learn some ways to improve the quality of the content that I'm producing. I do want to get more comfortable developing a presence on the internet for my writing. And part of this is to actually have a consistent upload schedule. I would like to try to upload a video every other Sunday. And I'm gonna keep it there, and I'm not gonna get too ambitious for that because I know that it takes, I've experienced it. It takes so much time to film and edit these videos that I don't want to push myself too much and then deal with burnout too early. So my goal for this year is to upload every other Sunday. Okay, that pretty much wraps it up. And after all of that, I would probably be remiss if I didn't invite you guys to comment down below any of the goals you have for this year or any of the accomplishments that you're proud of from last year. I would love to hear about them. Please like and subscribe if it suits your fancy, and if you would like to support a very small creator here on the internet. I appreciate all of you for sticking around. Also, feel free to reach out on your platform of interest. I have my links to my other accounts down below. I'm always happy to chat. With that, take care, Happy New Year, and happy writing.